Hello, my name is Brady Sturck. I'm the owner of Borrowed Light Photography here in Colorado Springs, and this is my new YouTube channel. Today I just want to introduce the new channel, introduce my business a little bit, give you a little history about who I am, what got me into photography, why I'm even doing this. Yeah, just kind of explain about what the channel is going to be about. First of all, again, this is my business. It's pretty new, all things considered. I'll just give you a little rundown about the timeline of when I started the company. To start things off, photography's been a hobby for a very long time for me. It started when I was very young. When I was in elementary school, my first camp here in Colorado, my parents got me a disposable camera. It all kind of stemmed from that. You know, I took pictures at camp. I just always wanted to have a camera in my hands from that point on. From there, it turned into, little point-and-shoot digital cameras, just continued to evolve over the years. I ended up working at a used electronics and video store here in the Springs. They bought and sold cameras for a period of time while I worked there, and was able to purchase my first DSLR when I worked there. I also had a 35mm black and white film photography class, and my dad was gracious enough to get me his Canon AE1 35mm SLR to do that class with. I learned how to do manual everything, obviously. Learned how to develop my own film. I learned how to enlarge photos and actually make the prints in a darkroom, which was super cool. Wasson High School here in Colorado Springs, before it turned into a night school, had the only darkroom at a high school still, so that was cool to have the opportunity to learn that. That really got me going. From there, just started taking pictures all the time. I always had a camera. I always kind of had this idea in my head of maybe it'd be cool to start a photography business sometime. Never really pulled the trigger throughout the years. Bounced around from a couple different jobs and stuff. Nearly pulled the trigger a couple times on starting a business, but ultimately just never felt like it was the right time. And then a few years ago, 2023, I had made a decision to leave the insurance company I was working for to start this business. I started the business, got the LLC going, pulled the trigger, built a website, all those things, and then ultimately found out that my wife was pregnant about, just literally a few weeks after I started the business. So I was like, well, I made the decision to not go full-fledged into the business at that point, but have it as a side thing. Went back into insurance, kind of stuck myself there. My licenses were still good, and photography was just kind of on the side, which wasn't my favorite thing. Made it work. Got to, go through some teething issues with owning my own business, learn how to do certain things, which was good ultimately. Last year, through some variety of circumstances, I had moved to a couple different other insurance companies over those 3 years since 2023, and just some circumstances happened at my last agency, and gave me the opportunity to just dive in and go for my business full time, which is super exciting. My wife is fully involved now as well. She's a second shooter at weddings and is learning how to do portrait photography, and that leads me into the next thing is what kind of photography do we do? Mainly portrait photography. Obviously I love taking pictures of pretty much anything. I have experience with automotive. I have experience just taking pictures of nature. Flowers was really the first thing that got me, really, I love taking pictures of flowers. I haven't done it in a long time, and I would love to get back into it. But for a business side, really focused on portraits. We really want to engage with folks who are wanting to get candid images of themselves, not just pasted on smiles. We really focus on true emotion coming out and capturing those moments. So that's just kind of a touching base on what kind of images that we've produced with Borrowed Light Photography. But moving into what this channel is specifically going to be about, I've wanted to do this intro video for months and months, trying to find time. I'm also working on building the office space and little studio area for shooting these type of videos and everything, and just hasn't gotten finished yet. And I have this set up in the garage for a little headshot day that we've been doing the last couple months, and figured out, hey, now's the best time to get this channel off the ground. let's just make that intro video out here and get it out into the world. This YouTube channel, again, is going to be mainly to focus on my photography business. I do have a second channel. Well, this is technically the second channel. The first channel is Borrowed Light Photography Garage, so BLP Garage. That focuses on cars. I am a car enthusiast, if you will. So right now we're following my old square body Chevy that's hiding next to me, doing a engine swap on it and things like that. So if you're interested in that, go follow that page. I'll link it down in the description. But this channel, I really want to focus on photography and videography and my business. I want to be able to share my journey as a business owner as I'm just, getting off the ground with everything full time. I want to share successes, struggles, talk about, if there's any type of, ideas or things you guys want to learn about photography that I may be able to talk about. Happy to do that. So pin those down in the comments below, and I'm happy to go over basic photography knowledge of how to use an SLR, a DSLR, or even the newer mirrorless system. Happy to create content for you guys. That's what I want to do, is have this be educational from the business side of photography, general photography education. I think that's really important. I know there's a lot of channels that cover this type of stuff, but everybody's journey is different. We all have different struggles. We all have different things that we do in our businesses that are successful or not successful, and I just want to be able to share that with you guys. So if that interests you, feel free to like, comment, share this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be going over the different equipment that I currently use, different stuff that I've found, different deals. I do plan on going through some of that old film stuff from high school to go through and show, hey, this is kind of where my journey started. Maybe drum up some old images from, those early days and just see how I've grown. But that's what I want to do with this channel, is just share my experience, and I think that's a really cool thing to be able to do. I appreciate any support that you guys give. I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, if there's something specific that you want a video on, a tutorial, how to do this, how to do lighting, how does aperture affect things, how does the exposure triangle work, those type of things, I am more than happy to create some content about that. And I really want to take this channel, and I'll probably do some vlogs and stuff like that, just short form content and long form stuff, and just see where it goes. So I appreciate any of you guys who are watching. Again, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I really truly appreciate any support that you guys give me. Being a photographer is definitely a dream of mine, and it's where I want to go with my career. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, and it's not easy, but I'm here for the long haul. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I have a little tagline for my business. My business name, again, is Borrowed Light Photography, and we borrow fractions of light to give you memories for the future. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.